Welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining me for another beer review. If I look a little bit here, there and everywhere, I've just got out of the bath, had a nice freshen up. We're back now with a Polish beer, and it's one that I picked up from the airport. One of the ones that I actually bought from the airport. My wife bought me 3 as well, but this is one of the 4 that I picked up from the airport, from a brewery I've never had anything from before, surprisingly. And it's from Browar Zamkowy. And this is a bottle of their Cieszyn pilsner. There we go. Hopefully I'll pronounce that right. I do apologise if I haven't. Cieszyn pilsner, Browar Zamkowy. 1846, so that is quite an old brewery. It's a 500ml bottle, there we go. And I do love the artwork on it, it's got to be said. This is coming in at 4.8% ABV, nice artwork, and it's nice and chilled as well. And like I said, picked up from the airport, I picked 4 beers up from this brewery. A Pilsner, a Lager, a Hefeweizen and a double IPA. And it come in at £12 and pence, if you like. So pretty much £3 a bottle. I'm quite happy to pay that. It might be dear for over there or something, but obviously buying it from the airport, you know, it's going to be a little bit more expensive. There's a picture of the crown. My wife is out gallivanting, so I thought, you know what, it's only midday, but fuck it, I'm going to do a beer review. Don't have a Polish beer glass, as it happens. I do not have one, do not own one. So we're going to whack it in the Herzogian Pilsner glass, because that will suit this. So without further ado, let's get this cracked open and see what we get. I'll take the bottle cap off. I think you did see it properly anyway, but I think they're quite cool. Their branding, there we go. How much of that you can see, I don't know, with light and everything. So let's get cracked open, pour it in a glass, see what we get. I've gone for the weakest one out of the 4 because it is so early. The lager was 5%, so not much difference. The Hefeweizen was 5.4, and the double IPA was 8% ABV. So I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap at the top. Smells quite sweet. It's got to be said. There we go. There's that much left in the bottle. Brown bottle as well. Beer in a glass is sort of quite a quite sort of dark, sort of gold. I'm going to call it a golden colour. A strong sort of golden colour. A few bubbles going up with a nice white compact head there. I'm not going to try and do the finger thing anymore, because it is pointless, but it is just something that I did latch onto many moons ago when I first started. So there we go. Looks like that. Again, not many bubbles going up. It's non-nucleated glass. Let's get the nose in and have a sniff. Quite malty, sweet. There is a little bit of a lemon citrus note in there. Maybe does feel a little bit too sweet on the nose. Hopefully it's not like I don't think it's as bad as things like Perla that are really sort of sweet and real sort of syrupy sort of thing, but it is quite sweet. Rich malty, lemon citrus sort of note, that's about it. Yeah, so I'm not going to keep sniffing, so I'm going to get the rest in the glass. There we go. And we shall dive in on Browar Zamkowy and their Cieszyn Pilsner, coming in at 4.8% ABV. I don't exactly know where they are from in Poland. Cieszyn. Is that actually a place? Cieszyn? It may well be. I think these were once owned by Zivic. I think Krzysztof from Ale Degustation, because he's Polish. I think he said these were owned by Zivic one time, but not anymore. So yeah, let's stop talking, dive in. Cieszyn Pilsner, 4.8%. Cheers, everyone. How would I put it? It's slightly different, and I suppose Polish beers are slightly different everywhere. At the moment, it's okay, but no wow factor on it, I'll be honest with you. I don't know if it's one of these mass-produced things like Zarka and all that, like, probably, you know, but I think it is an independent brewery. I'm kind of in 2 minds whether I like it or not yet, really. .8% body. There's not that breadiness about this. This is a very much a malty sort of beer, I'm going to say. Not a light body by any means, but it hasn't. What I mean is it hasn't got that bready sort of side to it that you get with maybe some beers. It's very much a malty thing, but there's no sort of weight with that malt side of it. So at 4.8%, you might think it feels a little bit light, but it gives it a drinkability. And I've got to say, when I'm drinking it, it does go down well. Yeah, there's kind of like a lightness to it that gives it that drinkability. It is quite well carbonated. That has got to be said. Mouthfeel is a little bit run of the mill, a little bit dull. It's not rough by any means, but nor is there any sort of softness or nice feeling that you get from drinking the beer. It's got to be said. I'm picking up a taste on the back end. Once it's gone down after a few seconds, for me it does leave a bit of a taste. To start off with, yeah, it's coming now. Start off with, I would say you get some hoppy notes, a little bit of lemon citrus, and then that sort of sweet maltiness sort of kicks in. It's not far behind it, but it's just sort of like dragging behind. But after a few seconds, it does leave you, I'm going to say it leaves me with maybe a slightly little nasty taste on the back end, a twang if you like, whatever you want to call it. It does have a little bit of a hoppy bite to it, but not massive. Certainly different to a German Pilsner, but it does have a bit of bite. I've got to say, it has got a nice sort of crispness about it. When I first opened it and drunk it, and the drinkability has got that nice light sort of lightness to it and drinkability about it that you could quite easily chug a few. Though I do think, I mean, obviously not going to drink a pint, you know, chuck it down your neck like that. I do feel myself filling up with a little bit of gas, but I am drinking it quite quick. I do think if you had about 3, 4, 5 pints of it, you'd be feeling the weight of the carbonation. The little twang on the back end or little nasty sort of thing isn't, pardon me, a massive issue, but you do just get it. .8%, I'm going to say it feels like a 4.8% beer. It's got that, it's hard to describe, but sometimes we get 4.8% beers and some of them taste nothing like 4.8% because they have no gumption about it. This one has that little bit of gumption, a bit like most German sort of 4.8% beers feel like they're 4.8%. This one has got that sort of thing going on as well. Like I said, it goes down easy enough. But for me, I mean, it's quite pleasant, but it's certainly better than them sort of like strong perlers and that. But I don't know. It's not the best beer you'll ever drink, but is by no means anywhere near the worst beer. Crushable enough. If you're just drinking it, I'm sitting here trying to dissect it and pick faults in a way, if you like. If you're out in Poland and they got this on tap or something and you're drinking it, I don't think you're going to notice. If you're chatting away, you're having a bite to eat, I think it's going to go down probably better there in that sort of circumstance rather than me sort of dissecting it. But yeah, nice enough. I've had no trouble drinking it. Like I say, it's got a great drinkability. So Browar Zamkowy and their Cieszyn Pilsner coming in at 4.8% out of Cieszyn, I think. I don't even know if that's a place, but by the looks at the address, I'm going to guess it is. Yeah. How can I call it? certainly not a bad beer, but just an average run-of-the-mill, probably a standard generic Polish beer, if you like. But without that over sweetness. That's what I do like about this, if nothing else, the drinkability, and it hasn't got that overpowering sweetness that some of the beers that they import over into the UK. So there you go. There's my thoughts on that. Thank you all for watching. If you've had it before, let me know your thoughts. £3, I can't really complain. That's it for this one. Feel free to like, share the video, subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost you any money. And I will see you again on another beer review. Excuse me, sorry.